Hey, welcome to the video. My name is Nick. I am the owner of Launch Socials, and today's video is going over the playbook. This playbook is something we've had for 2-3 years now, and I recently just updated it for 2025. And this playbook covers the exact personal brand system that printed me and my clients 13.8 mil in sales and 6.5 mil followers without being cringe or crooked or fake or anything like that. Now, this is 73 pages long, so this video will be long. Now, if you want to read this, if you're watching on YouTube and you want to read this, it's the first link in the description. We talk about this all the time. It's the first link in every description on our YouTube video. We talk about it on Twitter. We talk about it on Instagram. This playbook is like the gem. This is the core. This is the explainer of everything we do and why we do it and how we build brands and how we build them so well without being cringe, crooked, or fake. So let's get into it. I'm not going to delay. It's going to be a long video. The goal of this playbook is to get you to 20K a month with social media and set you up perfectly to scale from there to 6 figures and beyond if you desire that. It's only if you desire it, okay? So, the playbook is built for 20K. There is going to be a section on scaling and how to scale from 20 to 100 in the systems and processes that we use. But the main bulk of the playbook is how do you get from 0 or a little bit of followers or whatever to 20K a month with your social media brand or personal brand or whatever it is. And I promise you, this process will change your life if you follow it to a T. I honestly, and I put this in here, I should be selling it for $1,000 plus, but I'm not. I'm giving it to you guys right now on YouTube. So without further ado, this is the exact Launch Social system we've built and used to grow over 6.5 mil followers, sign 480 clients, and collect 13.8 mil in cash without being cringe, crooked, or fake. And those numbers above may sound big. They may sound a little bit too big. They may sound like wild, but I will give you legitimate proof below that we have done it if you continue reading. So who is this process for? This is for you if you want to get to 20K a month with your social media brand in the next 24 weeks. You want to grow on socials without being a cringe guru platitude poster. You are already growing your brand, but you hit a plateau and you need to break through. You want to grow your social media following for your personal brand, small business, or theme page. You want to sell something on social media, but you don't know what to sell or how to sell it. You have skills or knowledge or ideas or passions or expertise, and you want to start growing your brand on social media. A good example of this is like, what is the difference between the guy at the gym that's super passionate about fitness and just tells his friends versus the guy that's super passionate about fitness and makes videos about it online? The guy online is getting paid for it. He has skills, he has knowledge, he has ideas, passions, whatever. And he's just putting it online instead of just telling his friends. That is the only difference between those two people. And I know you can probably relate to that because I was in that situation too. I was a pretty normal kid. I grew up like that. I was around people like that. There's plenty of people I know that are great at fitness, for example, or carpentry or whatever it is that could be building brands. You want to go viral on social media and capture massive amounts of attention. You already have a proven product or offer or service, but you're not making nearly as much as you'd like to. You want to become influential and gain recognition on social media in front of your ideal audience. You want to take your content game to the next level and get omni-channel presence on multiple platforms. Not just one, but multiple. And this could also work for those building e-com brands or softwares. We don't really work with those types of customers as often, but we do love doing so when the opportunity arises. Now, this is not for people that want to grow on socials by posting cringe and shilling surface level garbage content. This is not for you. We are not here to help you. This will not work for you. If you just want to get rich quickly, this is also not for you. It takes time. And if you want to sell bad products and services and take advantage of your audience, this is also not for you. So by now, it should be clear whether you are a good fit or not for this playbook. And if you are, I promise this is going to be the last resource that you need to know that we are the people to help you hit 20K a month or more with your social media brand. It may not be the only resource, but this may be like the first and last resource where you go, wow, Nick, Launch Socials, these guys are amazing. That's my goal of this video. I want you to say, whoa, these guys are experts. These guys are excellent. These guys are professionals. These guys get it done. That is my goal, and I know I will not disappoint you because I've gotten so much feedback on this thing about how it's so good and this and that, and we've signed so many clients from it because people read it and they're like, dude, I want your help. How can I get more of your help? And we can talk about that a little bit later. So first, I want to make a point. This is not just about content and followers and clients and money, although if you use it, you will make a lot of money. You will probably grow fast. The world is changing. And people who are God-fearing, people with ambition and substance are becoming more of a minority each and every day because we are passionately hated by the world. A world that continually becomes more hostile towards strong men pushing their ideals, and you're getting attacked at every angle possible. With health, it's like, don't eat steaks and beef. It'll kill you, but it's actually good for you. And wealth, like, let's shut down your business for 2 years, print trillions of dollars, and tax you every way possible, and jab you. Crazy. Relationships, like, be a degenerate, stay single, have meaningless sex forever. This is what the system pushes. Spirituality, God isn't real, replace him with your favorite Marvel superhero, blah, blah, blah. They want to get you to believe in something else other than reality. Sovereignty, you only get to travel if you got the jab. Only get to be on the internet if you say the right things. Only get to have a job if you're a good boy and you comply. I don't want you to take this defeatingly, because that's exactly what the big pharma CEOs, the government officials, the bankers, all these people want. They want you to be checked out. They want you to be like, oh, I'm defeated, blah, 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 whatever. And that's why you need to take this video, this doc, and run with it, because there is a path out there. There's a path to victory. And we often see these names thrown around like Tate and Trump and Elon and Kanye, McGregor, Tyson, Cardone, Jake Paul. And even more recent, more niche internet celebrities like Alex Becker or Hormozy or Luke Belmar or Gregor Gallagher or Sneeko. I've had those last three on the podcast. They're all men of substance, full of ambition, moving the needle, their personalities dominating their niche, and they've done it on social media. They have weaponized the internet and social media to not only make ridiculous amounts of money and be at the top of their field, but also to share their impact, ideals, and principles on the world, whether it's good or bad, whatever that may be. And I want you to realize that you can do this too. You can build the wealth necessary to have control over your life and impact the world in the way that you want to. And I can confidently say it because I am doing it. I am doing that right now. I'm watching plenty of other people doing it, and I'm helping people actively do it every single day. It wasn't always like that, though. In 2017, I dropped out of college after only 2 months. I saw the lack of real opportunity. There was no opportunity. College sucked. I was there for only 2 months, like I said, and I realized I'm out. This is done. I experienced really bad acne and gut health from mainstream diet and health advice. And the best opportunity to make money in the upstate New York town that I grew up in as a fresh dropout was selling cars at the local Chevy dealership. And I turned to the internet to learn, solve those health issues, become valuable, and make an income that wasn't reliant on a corporation or a boss who could fire me at any minute or force me to do anything I really didn't want to do. And I did solve those health issues. I became more valuable. I made real money outside the system. I moved to a new city I want to be in. I met like-minded people, and I started multiple businesses just like Launch Socials. The information posted on the internet by people who were skilled and passionate experts in their niches and documented their process of living or process of becoming someone worth listening to helped me immensely. And if you're reading this, you are likely here for similar reasons. You've probably seen my brand. You've probably seen Launch Socials. Maybe you saw my podcast before. Maybe you've seen one of the theme pages that I have somehow, or you've seen the results from one of my clients, something like that. You're here for one of those reasons. You've searched on the internet for information. You've found your way here, and that's the same way I got started. An example of someone I've helped is this guy. You can see the date as well, back in 2019 and 2020. Okay, so I've been doing this for a long time now. The image above is a screenshot from the revenue, a business that my agency helped scale from $70K a month to $290K a month in just 5 months. This is an image from Social Blade, which tracks follower growth from another guy. We got him from about 20K all the way up to 70K. And that same business here has these levels of revenue. Again, this is from 2022. I didn't put a screenshot in here from 2025 for whatever reason, but we're making about the same money, if not more, right now. And month by month, you can see 123, 130, 175 on this guy's screenshot. So all of that, all the stuff I've done, along with my current consulting firm, Launch Socials, has produced $4 million in top-line revenue for my companies, the ones that I own, and another $10 million for client businesses. And you can even see some more results, like Steve, who grew his fitness coaching business, and Brooke, who grew his high-ticket dropshipping coaching, and Mason, who grew his agency. You can see 20K a month to 32K in his first month to 22K a month. Taylor grew from 18K followers to 256K followers, and he promoted ETFs because he owned a couple, which is crazy. Jack, 7x his following, now hit 30K a month. Belle grew to 67K followers and hit her first 10K month. Joe, 10x his social media income. quit his 9 to 5. Rami hit 250K a month, makes about 5 figures monthly. Anthony scaled from 20K to 70K a month in 8 months. Aiden built a 10K a month Instagram fitness brand and quit his job at 21. The point of showing you all this is to provide you the undeniable proof that this system works. Not just for me, but for hundreds of others. And I don't think you realize how good it can get. I was talking to one of my clients, and he's like, dude, when you make this video, you have to just hammer home the point that they don't realize how good it can get. A perfect personal brand is a way of making a living that is so vastly superior to the average human existence, most cannot comprehend it. It's the easiest way to network. It's the easiest way to make money on demand. It's the easiest way to basically get everything you want. It's the easiest way to make money from the thing that you're passionate about and skilled at without needing to go into an office or work in an environment that you hate. As long as you're a serious person. It's only going to work for you if you're a serious person, you dedicate yourself to doing it. That's just a fact. And I wish you understood how possible this really is for you. And I get it, because you're watching others succeed online, and part of you thinks that they must be special or chosen or an industry plant, or they know something that you don't. And you're from a place where, most people think like that's not for people like us. Because I'm from that place. I know how that is 100%. I used to think the same, where it's like, yeah, well, I don't know, man. I don't know about this whole social media thing or this internet personality thing. I think I'm going to be comfortable doing my thing. I'll just get the degree. And it's not really possible to do that. It is. It is possible. I've seen it happen. After helping 400 normal people build profitable brands, I can tell you with certainty, the only real difference between you and our successful clients and all these other successful people I mentioned before and all the other successful people you might follow online is that they decided to bet on themselves and go all in on their brand. It's that simple. So here's how we got here. In 2017, I was just a teenager in college who dropped out, built this internet stuff with online social media brands, and started cashing out now for the past 7 years. I am shaping the world the way I want to, and I'm getting paid doing it, which is the way forward for men of substance, those who see the current trajectory of the mainstream, the normie masses, and wanting to turn that dark, depressed energy into something positive, something light, something good, something that builds them up. And the tool to do that, at least for me and all these other people, and the people that are really getting paid on the internet, is social media content. Before this whole wave, you had to go through the gatekeepers, the corporate job ladder, the college, you had to go pay your dues. And I'm here to tell you, it is not like that anymore. If you can get good, you can do whatever you want. It is genuinely the golden age, and I don't think we'll ever have it easier than it is right now. Probably this decade will be the easy times. It may or may not last forever. We don't know. I'm not here to scare you into anything. It's just it may or may not last forever. That's a fact. And we really have no idea where this will go or what will happen. What we do know right now is a massive opportunity. People of all ages, with skills, with passions, with ideas, are building brands out of thin air because they have the right system. So if you take this system seriously, and you apply everything I'm about to share with you, you can look back 6 months from now and have the exact life that you want. You will be a man of substance, spreading excellence everywhere you go. Your ambitions and ideals will be present globally across the world, and that's because you're posting online and people can see it and you can go viral, and you'll probably make a lot of money throughout that process, and you won't have to live the life that you hate right now. So please, for your sake, read everything and listen to the rest of the video that I'm about to share with you and apply it. Because firstly, what do you have to lose? If you're already working on a brand and you aren't crushing it, absolutely, you are leaving extreme amounts of money on the table. And if you aren't working on a brand, but consider yourself a man of substance and ambition with skills, knowledge, interests, passions, what are you doing? What are you waiting for? Why do you still use those skills and those knowledge and the passions and the interests? Why do you still use that within someone else's corporate structure and you get paid an hourly wage? Why don't you just take that out on your own and take the risk and build your own thing? The only cost of doing this is your time. You don't have to quit to get started. You don't have to tell anybody. You don't have to embarrass yourself. You go for an hour or two a day, focused work, and it'll make you better, more empathetic. It'll sharpen your skill set, make you an extremely good communicator, and it will push cash in your pocket at a moment's notice. This system is designed to help you get to 20K a month with social media, and even 100K a month if you're really ambitious. And I'll ask you, is a couple hours of focused work a day a good trade-off to get all of that? I personally think it is. And most red-blooded men of ambition and substance, if you ask them, they would say, hell yeah, like I'm trying to be a millionaire. Like that makes sense. I'm down to do it. And maybe you have a job too, which is fine. But just be realistic with yourself. Even a job paying $200K a year could be replaced with the right brand and product in a few months' time on social media. All you have to do is build a 10,000 person audience, which is easier than you think it is, centered around your favorite things, your skills, your expertise as an individual, and then sell a $5,000 offer to 4 of them per month. That's $20K a month or $240K a year. And if you do have a $5K offer, which I will show you how to build in this video, 200 sales of that would make you $1 million gross for the year. 200 sales in the year, that's it. Think about that, consider that. It's something interesting. So do you think if you gave your full effort and dedication to posting consistently and getting good at the content process, you could build a 10 to 20,000 follower audience? How could you not? How could you not? I'm going to show you exactly step-by-step how to do it. Stop watching everyone else, be that guy on social media, and become that guy yourself. So here's where this guide comes in. You may have tried, or you want to try, or you are trying. So why are you failing? You're posting content, or trying to grow your brand, or sell your product or service, and still hitting roadblocks. Or maybe you're hitting the roadblock of like, I don't even know where to start, dude. I have like analysis, paralysis, all of that. Very common, very common. Don't feel bad about it. It's very common. So maybe you aren't even posting content yet, or you're trying to grow, but you have the idea, and you have no clue where to start. We are here to help. Why are these modern men of substance, why are they growing, and what are they doing differently? What are we doing differently? So without further ado, I present to you the Launch Socials Personal Brand System, a step-by-step process that you can use to profitably grow your social media brand. And it really is very different than what you might see from other quote-unquote gurus say about building a brand, where they say, post 10 times a day and give value and show your personality and go DM 100 people and just spam everybody. It doesn't even matter what you say. You can be a beginner and you can build a brand. It's no problem. That just doesn't work, dude. It doesn't. They follow the trends. They use tactics to get cheap followers who don't really care about them. And they throw together a copy-paste product that's usually built on lies. Then, a few months later, wonder why their social media accounts are dead and making no money. So I do not want this to be you too. And not all that vague and vanilla gimmicky bullshit advice really gets you nowhere, and you should ignore it. And it's time for us to change that, which is why I'm making this video, and help you grow the brand that you know you can without compromising your values or being cringe, crooked, and fake. We reverse engineered our own success with social media, as well as the biggest players in the game, into an easy to follow, repeatable system that anyone can use to build their own profitable and authentic social media brand from day one without compromising your morals and values and without being cringe and crooked and fake and all that. It will immediately separate you from your competition. It will position you as a relatable authority with massive trust. It will grow your brand faster with harder hitting content. It will allow you to sell more product more efficiently, and it lets you be exactly who you are without putting on a facade for the audience. So here's the step-by-step guide on how you can implement this for yourself right now. So this is the personal brand system, and the system revolves around 3 key phases plus a bonus. We're going to jump into each of these. Each phase is going to have its own specific purpose and set of steps. I want you to pay close attention because this is actually money if you implement it. Maybe you get out, a notepad, you take some notes, you do some of the exercises along the way. It's going to help you out tremendously. So the goal is to get you to reach 20K a month from social media consistently and be perfectly positioned to scale to 100K a month if you wanted to. And our further goal is to get you bought in so much on us because this is so valuable that you say, you know what, instead of me taking a year or 2 to do this on my own, I want to work with these guys. I want to figure out right now within the next 1 to 3 months, and I want a custom plan from them. That is my goal with this video. Don't get me wrong. This is marketing at the end of the day. The same thing I'm teaching you here, we use in our videos, we use on our brand, all of that. That's how it works. So through this entire process, you will be following what I call the rule of 1. You build on one platform, selling one product, one offer to one type of customer. We're not going to overcomplicate that, and I'll get into it in a second. Some key metrics to watch to hit 20K a month from your social media. Growing 1,000 new followers per month is a prerequisite requirement. Product priced at $2,000 to $5,000, one-time payment. booking 20 to 30 sales calls or just having 20 to 30 like really hardcore sales conversations per month. That's 20 or 30 different people. If you hit each of these, you're basically almost guaranteed to smash 20K a month from social media. So phase one, ideation and preparation. The prep phase is all about getting extremely clear and real about your situation. It's about who you are, but also who your avatar is and what you want to talk about in general. So there's going to be 3 key assets here that we go through. There's going to be brand questions, there's going to be avatar ideation, and there's going to be a 10 by 10 content list. And each serves its own purpose. So we'll get into them. The first thing is the brand questions. This is all about documenting your journey. What has got you to where you are now? Our goal is to get people to fall in love with you for who you are. And this is really what the platitude, cringe poster types don't get. They'll start with all the optimizations. Their entire strategy is to see what's working from other people like you that fill out the brand questions and build a real brand. They copy you, and they follow trends, and they feed the algorithm what it wants. The problem is that their core foundation is non-existent. If the other people didn't exist, their brand also would not exist. All they have to offer is a copy-paste version of what works for the algorithm. They are like a robot, and as a result, they build zero brand equity. They are not influencers or market leaders. They are followers of the followers. And so it's really sweet to say, oh, just copy this and copy that and blah, blah, blah. It's actually much harder to go and be yourself because you actually have to have substance. You have to have ambition. You have to have something special about you. And that's why all these other people, talking about social media and growth and this and that, they're nerds. I personally just consider a lot of these guys just like they're very nerdy and they know how 1 + 1 = 2, and that is copy this, copy that, get a result and get growth. And that's not what this is. It's not what this is at all. So how do you answer your brand questions? The brand questions are very basic. It's going to be about your niche, your brand, and your market a little bit. Just open up a Google Doc or your Notes app or get a notepad, and you want to spill all this out. Your niche and your journey. What was the defining event that set you off on the path you're on now? What was painful about your life situation that made you want to make a change? What was your original goal starting out? What have you achieved so far? Why are you building a brand? What has stopped you from reaching your personal brand goals so far? What's your biggest regret? What do you stand for? What do you stand against? How would you like to be perceived online? List 5 pages of brands that you are inspired by and want to have a similar feel. That's not about copying. That's just about taking inspiration and saying, this is clearly working, and I like the vibe that they have, and I want to mash these together and make mine similar. It's just using it as like a reference point for you. Uncoincidentally, these are some of the same questions that we ask our clients when we onboard them. Make these answers as long as possible. This can turn into a full-blown like journal of sorts. If you really get into it, you can go even deeper. You can start to ask yourself questions based on this. You just want to get your brand and your niche, your journey all out so it's super, super clear for yourself who you are, where you come from, what you can talk about that might relate to other people. Now, a lot of times you might think you have nothing interesting to talk about or share a story you can tap into, and I can absolutely guarantee that this is not the case, and this document will help you realize and understand that. If you just share these stories in a compelling way that resonates with the audience, your authentic growth is going to be inevitable because that stuff, the stuff that's your brand, your journey, your niche, makes you one of one compared to everybody else. Now that brings me to avatar ideation. The ideation formula is all about outlining the character we want to be our ideal follower and customer, the person we want on our page with their characteristics, their emotions, and content topics. That's what the avatar ideation is. Without a core idea of who your ideal follower is, you'll never have clarity on who to speak to and how to speak to them. You'll never say things with full conviction, and you will never boldly and loudly be able to relate to them fully. So if you want to become a person of influence like we've talked about so far, you need to establish your avatar fully. So how do you do this? Don't talk about any of the emotions. Only detail the characteristics. So not about how they feel, it's about who they are. So for example, you reading this or listening to this, you're probably a man aged 22 to 35. You're strong-willed, you want freedom, you're tired of the system, you don't want to get stuck, you hate college, you hate the government, you're a serious person, strong morals, hardworking, consistent, humble, resilient, self-assured, and confident. You're willing to do whatever it takes. You want to win is basically what I'm saying. If you match even 5 of these, I am doing my job correctly. So you need to go make your own list of your own ideal follower or customer that likes your stuff. or I likes the stuff that you have a vision for, okay? Notice, again, I didn't include any of the emotional pains or problems or desires. That comes now in the avatar emotions. And these are the things that people respond to. These are the pains or desires that get them to move and take action and really engage with your stuff. You need to detail all the emotions and split them into two parts, pain points and desires. I'm not going to read through all this, but likely you fit some of these, which is like stuck in a job you hate, can't figure out social media, posting content is not performing, it feels embarrassing to go on camera, you think you have to be a dancing clown to get views, you feel like you have no time, you feel like you were lied to in general, or desires like you just want to make an extra $5K a month, you would love financial freedom of making $20K a month and beyond, you want to be fulfilled by the work that you do, you want to weigh out and an option, you want a brand you're proud of. Again, if you match even just 3 to 5 of these, I am doing my job correctly. My avatar is on point. And I know it's on point because we find tons of people. Like, that's how it works. Now, you need to go and make your own list for your own ideal avatar. And finally, it's content topics. At this point, I want you to think of this like a big tree. At the top, you got your avatar characteristics. Branching off of that, you have all these different emotions, these pains, these problems, desires. And then underneath each pain, problem, and desire, you branch off into multiple content topics for each. So imagine I took the pain of stuck in a job that you hate. I can make multiple topics about that. I just gave 3, such as how I quit my job at 19. That's how I quit my job that I hated. My schedule when working my job and building a business. I was stuck in the job I hated, and I used that schedule to get out of it. Or using my job to fund my business. I used a lot of the proceeds from my job, my paycheck, to fund my business. So those are 3 different topics that cover stuck in a job that you hate. They address that specific emotion. It doesn't have to be exactly word for word, it just needs to address that emotion. The same with desires. You would love financial freedom of making $20K a month and beyond. Well, I can provide a bunch of content topics on that, such as my 4-step system to making $20K a month, my client success story hitting $20K a month, why people fail to hit $20K a month. I am directly targeting that specific emotion if I make content topics just like that. Notice, though, that these are brief. These are just ideas. They're topics. They're stuff you're putting out there. We're not writing hooks. We're not going super in-depth on them. Because when you do a hook, you can split each one of those into 5 or 10 more. My 4-step system to making $20K a month. Step 1 of my 4-step system to making $20K a month. Step 2. Or this is what my 4-step system resulted in for 500 different people. I can go on and on with different hooks and whatnot. But this is your avatar tree. So you make your characteristics of your ideal customer. Then you make the emotions. Then you make the topics based on the emotions. So that's your second resource. The final resource is this. It's the 10 by 10 list. It's very basic. It's very simple. You just want to have an overall, rounded out brand voice. And what it looks like is this. What are your 10 main topics that you want to talk about? A lot of people, what they do, and I think it's really dumb, is, well, I want to grow this business, or like, I'm an email guy, and I send emails for a living, so I'm only going to talk about emails 24/7. I'm like, dude, you're boring, bro. Like the nerdy marketing stuff I was talking about earlier that a lot of people do, it's like, dude, you're boring. Nobody cares about your emails. They care about you, and they want to like you, and they also might need emails. And so 10 brand topics, like in my case, would be like social media, esoteric health, investing, sales, internet entrepreneurship, memes and sarcasm and like Gen Z humor, training and fitness and like right-wing thinking and like freedom agenda, spirituality, general life learnings and lessons. And after you have your 10 brand topics, you take each of those and you make 10 of each. 10 like subtopics is what we call them. So if I take my first brand topic, which is social media marketing, I can have 10 different ideas from that. How I got started on social media, which can then split into 10 different hooks if I really wanted to, or how much money I made for social media, or the 3-phase process, social media. You guys get it. I take that one main topic, I split it into 10. And at this point, you're going to have 100 ideas, 100 brand topics. And you have all these resources put together, and that's how you finish phase 1. So after building these 3 layers, you're going to have a solid brand voice, you're going to have a unique avatar, and you're going to have 10 additional topics with 100 ideas total that you can consistently talk about. Your foundation is built. And if you're ever short on ideas down the road, you can simply do this exercise again. And now it's really time to start building and posting content based on that ideation. But first, I want to leave a final note on phase 1. Can you do this on your own? Yes, you absolutely can. But if I'm being honest, 90% of the people who say they will do this on their own end up following this free version of our system for a little bit, a couple days, a couple weeks maybe, and then they end up falling off, never to be heard from again. Something I hear all the time is like, yo, Nick, I'm just going to put the playbook into practice. And like, by all means, go for it. But usually when I hear that, 90% of those people like aren't actually building anything and don't follow through. The other 10% that do follow through, they end up trying, but it does take them a year, 2 years, 3 years to fully grasp the concepts. And by then, it is already too late, and the market plus our system has evolved. So I do not want that to be you. And why would you wait to learn this on your own for 2 years or fail to even get started when we could hold your hand through the process with an exact game plan so you can start hitting your social media goals within 3 months? If you are the serious person that you tell yourself you are deep down, and you know deep down if you are or not, you know what to do here. Go click the link below, check our stuff out. It'll be exactly how we can work together one-on-one. Look, let's go to phase 2 now. Content creation. Now that we have clarity, a direction, and an understanding of what we will be talking about, it is time to start turning your avatar tree, your subtopics, and brand identity into actual content that can be posted. No sugarcoating it, no feeling sorry for not going harder, just pure clarity on where you are and what you need to do to get where you want to go. The point of it is to show you how me and my clients create viral content that prints cash, all based on the ideation we just did. So we're going to cover platform selection, we're going to cover content creation, and we're going to cover the daily schedule of content here. First thing is platform selection. There's genuinely 3 platforms that I care about, and that's it. I don't care about really any of the others. I suppose you could do LinkedIn and TikTok or Facebook if your avatar is really there, but I focus personally on Twitter. I call it Twitter. It's called X now, but I call it Twitter or Instagram or YouTube because you're watching this on YouTube, obviously. So we picked the platform we're going to grow our brand on based on 2 criteria. 1, your avatar. Where does your avatar hang out? Are they searching things on YouTube? Are they consuming news and culture on Twitter? Swiping through Reels on IG? Maybe all the above. You need to figure out where your avatar is, your ideal person. You already defined their characteristics and emotions. Go find them. 2 is your strengths. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? Are you better at speaking, better at writing? Are you more inclined to fast dopamine-fueled content, more inclined to longer-form drawn-out content? You need to identify your strengths and be honest about it. Ideally, we want those 2 things to like align and mesh so your avatar and your strengths, they meet, okay? And to help you choose, I've laid out a couple characteristics of each platform. Twitter is best suited for written content. It can also post short-form videos and images. Instagram, best suited to short-form videos and images. And YouTube is best suited for long-form content. There's always some extras, but that's what it's best suited for. And you need to give yourself a genuine and truthful analysis. Now, our recommendation is you start with one platform, and then once your content is dialed in, you're growing consistently, you can go omni-channel and spread your message far and wide on multiple of those platforms. But if you do want to go wide from the start, by all means you can. But in my experience working with hundreds of clients, you're going to be way more successful by picking one platform, just like I talked about at the start, and then expanding once you have momentum. Now, the content creation system. The content creation system consists of planning and packaging. The first thing is planning out the video, and we start with a hook. The hook is like the first 5 to 10 seconds of your content, even shorter, maybe 3 to 5. It's that first line on written content. And how you make one is you pick that specific content idea that we just made in ideation from the avatar, from some of your brand stuff, from your subtopics, and you're going to write a hook for it. And we start with hooks because they are the biggest lever that you can pull when it comes to capturing attention on social media. If all you knew was the hook formula and the ideation stuff, you could easily go and grow a following. So here's the framework that we use to write hooks at Launch Socials. Every great hook is going to start with a big idea. Ask yourself what the core message in the piece of content that you're creating is, the epiphany or the light bulb effect. That is your big idea. And there's a clear example in this document and probably the ad you maybe saw to get here, which is we created a 73-page step-by-step breakdown of exactly how you can realistically make $20K a month and more with social media using the Launch Social system. That's a big claim. That's a big idea. It's a bold statement. It captures your attention. It keeps you reading. It hooks you in. It brings you in. You want more. You were like, wait a minute. That might apply to me. That seems interesting. That's a lot of proof. Whoa, 6 million followers and 480 clients and 13.8 million cash. Yeah, I know what I'm doing, right? That's the strategy. So the big idea in this case was a full breakdown of our system that grew that many followers and clients and cash. You should already have a ton of big ideas from the work that you just did in phase 1. Now you take that big idea and turn it into a hook by pairing it with one of the 7 hook types. So you smack in the face with a big idea, you debunk an idea, you confirm an existing belief, you add credibility or authority based on your own achievements and accomplishments. You show a transformation like a before and after, inspirational. You do newsjacking where you just like jump on a current event. These help you take that big idea and express it clearly and concisely. I want you to think like this. How clearly and concisely would you portray your message if you only had one sentence to explain it? Ask yourself that, answer that, and then do that because that's your hook. Now, how do I finalize my hooks? I'll be honest. The above hook formula stuff gets a little complicated the way I explained it. So think of it just like this. You have a hook and then context and context. So a hook is not, hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the video. And today we're going to be doing that. No, it's I did this and then this happened. Or here's the before and after of somebody that just did X. That's what a hook is. Insert context is make sure the energy in the video is ba 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 ba. Or insert context could be, that's if you're planning it beforehand. Insert context could also be just a couple bullet points on what you want to cover. It's that simple. That's how I plan my content and get it ready to actually package it up. Now, packaging is a big one, an interesting one, because it's a lot to talk about in a video like this and a doc like this, because every platform has different setups and intricacies and different things that we do and ways of doing it. Like, I could spend an entire hour or two going through Twitter and Instagram and YouTube individually, like 1 to 2 hours each. So Twitter, I'll keep it brief here, guys, and I'll just give you a general lay of the land. So Twitter, you have really 2 options: single tweets, quick, unique insights, stuff like that, or you have threads and long form, which should be a big idea or concept, needs to be explained in more detail, go in depth, tell a full story, all of that. Instagram, you have short videos, and you also have stories. Those are going to be the 2 main things that you're making content about. You can also go and post lifestyle, but these are going to be the main 2 things. You have different types of short videos you can make. So packaging also has to deal with styles, has to deal with how you're actually putting it out there. Like threads, for example, on Twitter, doesn't have to be a thread. It could be a long form, right? You could just put it in one tweet, but it's super long. Short videos, you could do that B-roll. You could do the talking head, the vlog style. There's plenty of other styles that you can do. You need to figure out what works best for you. And then stories, it's your day-to-day life. You should be posting 5 to 10 stories per day. We're going to talk about the actual cadence in a second. YouTube videos, again, a long video should be a big idea, just like this. This is a super long video, but it is a big idea and concept. And you want to pick a style. Is it serious, sit-down style, fully edited, tutorial style, raw and uncut selfie style, vlog style? Like here on this channel, I have pretty serious kind of sit-down, but like very raw tutorials. That's my style here. That's just what I run with. That's what I like to do. On my personal channel, I have raw and uncut, like selfie, whatever videos, like just sat up. And I also do vlog style over there. I also have the podcast channel where we interview people and we just have conversations, and it's cool like that. There's different channels, different styles. They can kind of blend together. You got to figure out, again, what works best for you. But you're going to be making long videos if you're doing YouTube. You can also do shorts. You can also do community posts. But long videos are going to be the main thing. Elements of writing. I want to include this. You're going to have a written hook in anything that you write. You're going to have a picture if it's available. It helps with engagement. Not everything should have a picture, but you should put pictures up if possible. You should have a body of text and a conclusion of that text. Elements of videos are music, fast cuts, visual hooks, verbal hooks, text hooks, graphics, and obviously the video itself and like speaking and all of that. Now, as I said above, it is nearly impossible to explain all of this in a document without 50 plus videos and like a one-on-one conversation. And I could sit here for 2 hours and go through each of them and probably not even complete them. There are so many layers of complexity to packaging. And so what I can tell you is your hook does 50% of the work, and the way you deliver the rest of the content does the other 50%. So do you actually deliver on the hook with the rest of the content? That does the other 50% of work. So basically, how compelling, clear, and shareable are you on camera or in your writing? It's that simple. Your packaging is going to be less about your edits and more about who you are and how you come across the audience and who you're speaking to and how you are speaking to them. So what's the daily schedule for all of this? This is where we go back to the rule of 1. It is your job to pick one of those platforms, like I said, and absolutely max it out. So if you pick Twitter, what does it look like to max it out? You do one thread or long form daily. You do 5 to 10 single tweets daily. If you can do one video per day, you do it. And then you go and comment on 20 plus other big accounts that have similar audience to you, you want to network with, all of that. That isn't just supposed to be a bunch of like bullshit comments. You should actually have a discussion, add value to the conversation that might be helpful. And if you can't do this, don't even bother commenting. Plenty of people, oh, just go comment, dude. Like, put the AI automation comment on. It's stupid. Don't do that. Instagram, 3 reels per day, 5 stories per day, 1 feed picture post per week. That's like lifestyle. Also ideal that you do 1 live stream weekly. It's really good to connect with your audience. YouTube, 3 long form videos per week, 1 community tab post daily, and 1 short video daily. That's a really good setup for all those. Do you now, though, see why we pick one platform? Because when you're starting, you are learning how a platform works, how people respond to the content there, and how the style should ideally flow for your unique brand. It takes a lot of bandwidth to go and do multiple. But it is surprisingly easy to max out just one. And once you get the hang of it, you can go on multiple others. But how do we get eyes on it? And there really is no trick to this. Here's how the algorithms work. You post content. It gets shown to people. If enough people engage with it, it gets shown to a lot more people. And this repeats until the group it's shown to does not engage enough anymore, and then that post dies. You get engagement, and then those engaged people turn into followers when they like your stuff a bunch. So if you post daily and you get no followers, little views, and not much traction, it is a you problem, and the content is not good enough. And that's okay. You can fix it, but you just got to be honest with yourself about where you're at and leverage the opportunity while you can. The organic reach is probably not going to last forever. So if you just choose one platform and you max it out, you will start exponentially lapping people all over the place and exerting more force than anybody else and crushing people. That's how it works. It's going to be a flawless machine that runs itself, and it probably only requires about 1 hour a day to create and post. And one other thing you should do, side note, to add on the ideation, just have a running note or a document where you capture your good ideas throughout the day, just a bank of ideas. Like on my phone, I have a note in my Apple Notes app that if an idea pops up, I was just in the shower, a big idea came up, I'll take that idea and I'll drop it in the note, and I'll constantly go back to that for further content. Now, before we continue, I have to do it, guys. Finishing phase 2. At this point, you just have perfect ideation, one platform picked out, the content creation formula locked and loaded. You should start to get some followers. For this to be successful, you must start posting and getting followers. You cannot make money without content that is bringing in fresh followers. So remember, our goal is to gain 1,000 new followers per month that are ideal in terms of our avatar. That's it. That's all we got to do. It likely probably won't work on day 1 or day 2 or even day 30. And sometimes the content is just going to take time to click. So you need to work on your camera presence, or your writing, or your positioning, or figure out what it is and why it's not clicking. It's your job to adjust on the fly. But I have to make note of this before we continue. Look, I'm promoting my own stuff in my own video, okay? At least there's no ads in the video. Can you do this on your own? Yes, you can. But again, I'll be honest, 90% of the people who say they will do this on their own end up following this free version of our system for a little, then they fall off, especially when the content doesn't work immediately. And the other 10% do end up trying, but it takes them a while, and I don't want that to be you. So why would you try on your own for 2 years, right, to finally get it, or even just fail, or not even start, when we could get it to you and have you dialed in 3 months? Why? Why would you wait? I don't understand. But regardless, phase 3, the money machine. Remember those fresh followers that you just started getting? You should remember them. We just talked about it, okay? 1,000 followers a month. They started as random people. And then they turn into followers after seeing your content. And now they're seeing your content a bunch, as long as you're posting a ton, which turns them into fans. And fans are people who buy stuff. I want you to, really realize how important content is. It turns people, random people, people that don't know who you are, that see your stuff for the first time, turns them into warm buyers that want to give you money. Which means we can turn on the money machine. So this phase consists of a couple parts: building the offer, the launch sequence, getting consistent leads, nurturing those leads, selling and cash collection. So let's jump into it. Which brings me to building the offer. This part is going to depend on your skills and what you build your content around. There's going to be three main things you can sell as a personal brand: courses, coaching, services. I personally just don't recommend courses as the first thing. It can be something that you do down the road, but I don't recommend it as the first thing because you're going to have to push way more volume. Do the math on a $100 course. How much to get to 20K a month? It's a lot of freaking people. It's a lot. What is that? 10 people for $1,000? So you got to do 200 people per month at $100 to get to 20K a month. That's a lot. It's a lot of people. Services and coaching are definitely the way to go because you can sell them for higher ticket prices in the 2 to 5K range. And the offer should be based on your skills and experiences just as your content is. It should have a clear outcome to it as the main selling point and deliver a system that's basically a roadmap that takes the client from point A to point Z. The fastest path from where they're currently at to the dream outcome that you are selling them. So what's the structure for an offer? The easiest and most effective way to do it is I help niche achieve goal in time frame without specific pain point or guarantee. So if I had to tell you what mine is I help potential personal brands achieve 20K a month in 24 weeks without being cringe, fake, or crooked. That's my statement. So you can make one similar for your own offer. But the format is not what makes a good offer. What makes a good offer is how well it resonates with the audience. Are you speaking to the right niche inside your following? Are you speaking to the right goals and outcomes? Are you giving appealing timelines for them to go from A to B? Do you know which pain points they want to avoid? Are you giving them a no-brainer guarantee? How do you find all these things? Well, you already built the avatar doc. You're getting followers. You're building the audience. You literally need to go talk to the audience themselves. You put out content that targets pain points. You start conversations in the DMs. You run polls and inquiries. You give out free consultations. You talk to these people. You talk to them and understand what their pains are, what their desires are. It makes your content better, but it also makes the thing that you're about to sell really aligned. So you ask them, what do you need help with? What were you looking to accomplish if I were to help you? What have you tried so far? What is the biggest problem you're trying to solve? What does the perfect program look like to you? What do you think the gap between where you're at and that is? What's your overall goal? You go and ask them the questions. It's that simple. So if you find out what outcomes people are looking for and you relate them back to your service and coaching, you'll have a killer offer that will resonate with your audience and sell itself. So answer the following prompt questions to determine what your process is for getting unmatched results, because you need to be able to get these people results. Who are your ideal clients? And explain a very summed up version based on how you filled out the original prompts in phase 1. What are the first few things you ask when you talk to a new prospect? Or what would you ask? Explain your thought process. Why are you asking these questions? Why do you need this information to know if you can help them? What is your customer's dream outcome? This is their ultimate reason for joining or working with you or whatever. What is the outcome that you're selling them? What are the basic steps needed to go from a beginner to that dream outcome? And explain your process. What is your process? Based on the above questions and step-by-step you provide, what is your process for putting somebody through those basic steps and taking them from point A to point Z? If you answer those, you pretty much have your offer solidified. Now that brings us to the launch sequence. You have your structure. You got to put it out to the audience. There's a lot that goes into this, but by far the easiest way to launch is to put out a bold and direct offer on your social media channels. A lot of people try to come up with funnels and landing pages and all these different tactics, and they try to do it from day one, and all this does is add friction to the process. You need to say, okay, these people want this. This is what I built and can deliver, and okay, I'm going to tell them about it. So go on your social media channels, wherever it is, and simply put out there in a clear and concise way possible, hey, here's what I'm launching, here's who it's for, here's the goal of it, here's how it works, here's how it's delivered, here's the guarantee, some scarcity, some urgency, and a call to action. And send it. No friction. You're just validating the offer. You're trying to book sales calls. You're trying to sell customers. And this is what I call a soft launch. You don't even necessarily need to have the product and the offer fully done. But this is where I just like to bring in 10 people that are interested. Let them know, look, man, like I'm building it right now. You're going to be one of the first ones. Maybe give them a little bit of discount. And then once it's working with them, and I have tons of feedback, and I figured out all the kinks and everything's built, that's where I go and promote consistently and constantly forever. AKA, I just put the same clear and concise promotion up every single day, day after day. And it's perfect and it works because I just sold 10 people in and then I worked out all of the kinks. So that's the soft launch, and then I hard launch it, quote, hard launch it, when it's done and it's ready and, all those people are happy and I can use them as testimonials. Lead generation. Before you can collect cash, you need people who you can collect cash from. People who know you, they like you, they trust you. By the way, I came up with the know you, like you, trust you years ago, and now I see everybody that talks about content talk about it everywhere. It's actually crazy. But anyway, the people that you want to collect cash from, they need to have this warm and fuzzy feeling inside. They got to be nurtured. They got to be taken care of. And a perfect example of lead generation is what we are doing with this document, what we are doing with this video. The first link in this description is the link to go and download this document for yourself. But before that, you have to give me your email, your name, and your phone number. And I'm going to text it to you, or my team's going to text it to you. And from there, you are now a lead. You are now somebody that's interested that we could probably help if you're interested in the doc. So you're reading this, you're a lead, you saw our content, you put in your email and phone number. You are now here receiving value from us and building a connection. You are being nurtured. Of course, we are going to use our own tactics for our own marketing. Yes, we have something to sell. That's a fact. I'm very open about that. It's our job now, it is your job now to do it for yourself. So here's the structure of how I like to do this. Once that soft launch is working and clients are happy, you can build and use what we call a lead magnet or sales asset, which this video and this document is. There's 3 goals with every sales asset you create. Collect people's information, give them an insane amount of value that they're actually like, wow, and then CTA to book a call. You can structure it as a free training, a case study, a mini course, a cheat sheet, a free group. That was my favorite. I did have it in there. I quite like the doc and video setup though. I do. So just pick one of them and promote it constantly as a free resource alongside your offer. This will drive daily leads, which means new people for you to speak to and sell to daily. And once you have leads, that doesn't mean you're done. This is where you must nurture them. So remember, that email and that phone number that you collected, you're going to start an email list and email them. Okay? You're going to add them to it. You're going to email them. I recommend at least 2 times per week. I personally do daily, but I have the bandwidth and the team to do daily and the help to do it. I recommend at minimum twice a week. And then you're going to call and text every single person who gave you their phone number and say, hey, man, thank you. Thank you for reaching out. I'm glad you grabbed this. Why'd you grab it? There's nothing more to say on leads for now. If you just do what I just said so far, this is the extent that you need to hit 20K a month. As long as you're growing 1,000 followers a day and you're talking to as many people as possible and putting them in your lead magnet and getting them interested in your offer. So just a quick recap. You get them interested in your offer. You get 10 people in. You soft launch it. It goes good. And then you promote 2 things. You then promote your finalized offer and you promote your lead magnet. That is your setup. And it goes much deeper. There's so much more we can go into. There's so much complexity and things that I'm doing right now that you guys don't even know are happening with you, for example, being a lead of ours. But I don't want to confuse you, and I don't want to get ahead of myself because that's more like 100K or $1 million a month things. And this video and this training is specifically for getting to 20K a month with social media, with your personal brand. Now, sales and collecting cash. Everything up until this point has been for getting leads and indoctrinating their audience into knowing that you are the absolute best in the market and the ultimate solution to their problems. The main driver of sales is the content and document resources, but the second biggest driver is conversation and continued social proof. This means continuously posting results, thoughts, and content, as always, and driving people to start a conversation with us, specifically inside of the DMs. Once they're talking to us in the DMs, we push them into sales calls. So the basic DM script looks something like this. Tell me more about your name, your brand here, and what you're looking to accomplish, or whatever it is. Once they answer, you ask follow-up questions and continue the conversation to really verify that it could be a fit. Then comes time to sell the call. Really think we could help, whatever their name is. If you want to talk further, I can drop a link to book a call and we can chat there. They say they're down and then you drop the link on them tastefully. It's like, hey man, we can chat, I think it would be a good idea, but do you want me to drop the link? I want to know. It's very casual. After they book a call, the sales process over the phone takes over. The sales process is not complex in any way. Just learn our basic closer framework. Hormozy put that out. Or just the basic closer framework in general. Get a solid baseline, review your own calls, improve over time. This document isn't made to be a selling masterclass. You can find that on our YouTube or Insider Consulting where we go way more in depth on this. I could go into more depth on CRMs and pipelines and many, many different things. But you generally don't need it at this stage in the process. You can use your Apple Notes to track leads. You can use a spreadsheet, Google Sheet if you want to be a little bit efficient. But just make sure you're continually warming up your pipeline, talking to people, following up in the DMs that don't book immediately, and you're going to smash sales numbers that you're looking to achieve. You're going to smash 20K a month. Now again, I'm finishing phase 3. After completing these steps, you now have a perfectly positioned offer, a predictable sales system, and a new stream of income and freedom. For this phase to be successful, you must start posting and getting followers. You cannot make money without content that is bringing in fresh followers. A huge mistake people make. They try to make the offer, they try to make this, blah, 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 and then I'll get the followers. No, you go get the followers first. You talk to the followers, you see what they want, and then you sell them the thing that they want. Your job is to have 20 to 30 sales conversations every single month, and it may take time for you to get really good at it, and that's okay. As long as you have 1,000 new followers coming in every month and you promote your product to them, you will see some level of success. Now, we're about to go on to the bonus, scaling to 100K a month. But before I do that, I have to mention, I'll be honest. Look, can you do this on your own? Yes. But 90% of people who say they will do this on their own, they follow the system, they watch this, they read the doc, all that, they end up falling off. I never hear from them again, especially when nobody's buying their product. We can fix that. Okay? And the other 10%, they end up trying, but it takes them 2 years. As always, just like the other sections. And I don't want that to be you. So why wait to learn this on your own for 2 years or fail to even get started when we can hand you an exact game plan for your unique situation and you can get there in 3 months? Why wait? Food for thought. Think about it. Bonus. Scaling to 100K a month. This is for my ambitious people. There are 3 inflection points of growing your social media brand. Getting started, getting followers, getting some traction. That's 1. 2, getting the content, sales, and fulfillment working to hit 20K a month. And 3, building on top of that system and scaling to 100K a month or more. You can live a really, really great life collecting 20K a month in cash from social media. But you can live an exceptional life at 100K a month or more. And this is where it gets exciting. You just have to really realize how big this thing can actually get. And your content at this point must be on lock. Everything's going smoothly and mostly on autopilot. Your sales system's good. You're making about 20 to 30K a month minimum. This is where you can get into basic scaling stuff. And there's 3 elements from going to 20K to 100K. Building a team, automations and AI, and then more leads and followers. So the first thing is building a team. You obviously can outsource things to an agency at this point, but to me it's idiotic. I ran an agency. I still have a couple clients that really want that service. But ideally, if I'm a business owner, I wouldn't outsource to an agency. And why? Because at scale, it's much cheaper to build your own team. A dedicated team fully focused on you and you alone, not a guy and their team working with 10 or 15 different others. You have all the control. You don't have to pay a % of revenue. So content at the end of the day is not rocket science. And once you understand enough to get results on your own, you get way more return from being able to make unlimited volume of content with the speed of your own team. There's more loyalty, there's more longevity, and it's cheaper in the long term. There are few roles you'll need to hire and train for the longevity of a personal brand-driven business. I would hire each of these roles on an as-needed basis. So the first one is an assistant. Go get an assistant. I hire from the Philippines. They help you with all miscellaneous tasks. It's a cheap way to get all of your really admin, whatever tasks off your plate, and it's done well. So go do it. You're making 20 a month, you should absolutely do this. It's going to free up so much of your time. Second is video editor. If you make video content, you need it off your plate ASAP. So I hire from the Philippines again. Make sure you have a process that you use already and you can teach them on. If you don't need videos edited, then you don't need to do this. It's all good. The final one is fulfillment. To bring in someone part-time to assist you as you scale. At 20, 25, 30, you can bring in someone part-time, usually someone that's from your program. This person will go full-time as you bring in more clients and your program scales. But we just want to get this person in there and ready and train. They're part-time, so as you grow, you have somebody. And so you don't go from 20 to 50 and all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I have too much to work on. Or 50 to 100, I have too much to work on. I don't have a fulfillment person. Well, this person helps you take a lot of shit off of your plate. Additional roles. And these aren't required to hit 100K a month, but they will help you save time and they definitely will help you scale as you get even bigger. First is sales team, someone to help you take sales calls and answer DMs. It's not super necessary, but maybe you need like one guy if you get really busy. You can have them fill out new roles such as calling leads and be in the DMs 24/7. They can be in the DMs while you're on the sales calls, right? Or they can be in the DMs while you're on fulfillment. Or they can be in the DMs or on the phone while you're making content. It starts to allow you to just be way more efficient. A marketer is also someone that you could do. It's genuinely not needed though or required unless you're aspiring to be at $250K a month or more. You can scale without this guy, but if you brought this person in, you would truly be building a business that you are removing yourself from, except for the content. That is true scale, okay? Only hire when needed. It will be expensive to hire a marketer, okay? After you hire for each role you need in-house, you can focus entirely on one thing, which is ideating new content and creating content at the highest level and getting results for those clients. This is how you start to get your time back so you can focus your efforts on the needle-moving tasks. And we can do that further. We can get more of our time back with automations and AI. This is one that a lot of people overlook. Automation's simple. You learn Zapier. You can automate lots of things. Notifications, sales team stuff, leads, messages, marketing blasts, and more. You get the idea, okay? Go to YouTube, look up Zapier tutorials. You'll find your way from there. But what about AI? We built something recently. Okay, AI is very good. AI is getting very good. And let's say this, though. We built something, let's say this. Imagine you could replicate yourself. You want an email written exactly like you. Our AI can do it. I send a daily email. It sounds exactly like me. It may or may not be AI writing that along with me. You want a tweet written exactly like you. Our AI can do it. I have programmed myself and my writing style and my video speaking style into the AI to the degree that I can prompt it to write an email just like me, and it creates it to 99% perfection in 3 seconds. A perfect, original email based on the prompt that I give it, and I just edit it and send it. It is unreal. It is unreal how much time that saves. I probably saved 15 hours a week. I put it in here, 15 hours a week, and while I save 15 hours a week, I put out 5 times more content while sounding exactly the same with the right message, going based off of the ideation that I did at the start. It's just an extension of me. And when you're ready to truly scale to 100K a month, this will save you hours per day, and it's only available with us. Nobody has this custom stuff right now and also knows how to do content at the level that we know how to do content. So once you have the team, you have AI and automations, you are max efficiency, and you can turn your attention to growing leads and followers. We start this by running ads that extract more leads from our current brand. And now that the audience is growing and organic content is on point, we'll also retarget the audience with your free resources and offer. There's 3 main platforms for it, as before: Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. The strategy is simple. Retarget your viewers with ads that lead them to book a call or opt into your free resource sales asset. The same 2 things that are working for you at 20K a month will work for you at 100K a month. You just need more people to see it, and you need the time to actually focus on it. The same pitches that are already working organically get forced in front of the people who love your brand already. It works the exact same on each platform. So run ads retargeting everyone who has seen you, interacted with you, or engaged with you over the last 60 to 90 days, and get them to either book a call, to buy your offer, or to opt into your free resource lead magnet sales asset so you can email them. The ads tell them what we do, how we can help, and you just add a CTA to DM us as well. You can also run DM ads. Here we can have a conversation with them just as before and then start a sales process, or you can call them, or you can email them, all of that. If you set all this up properly, you will have a fully automated machine that grows your brand on autopilot and adds this alone an extra 20 to 30K a month effortlessly because it's extracting value from your current audience. Now comes more growth. Now that you have the leads machine turned on full force, this is where you add fuel to the organic fire. If something is working with organic marketing and content, this will 10x it easily. So first, you build the team and automations so you can get your time back and put that new energy into your content. More content plus better content equals more views and followers. Second, you push your winners harder. You will do this by buying shoutouts and reposts from bigger accounts and pages to maximize exposure to your content, and also purchasing ads from social media platforms to get more views. We only recommend this if you are absolutely ready, which means you need to have your organic content on lock. You need to be posting consistently. You need to be growing organically, at least 1,000 followers per month. Your offer must be already validated and selling consistently, 20K a month in sales. Once these are accomplished, it's time to put paid growth on top of the organic, which means viral videos, viral threads, and a collection of top tweets to pay for shoutouts on Instagram, pay for retweets on Twitter, and run ads on every platform to push your best organic content to new people. All while your retargeting and your sales system and all your automations, your AI is running in the background as your foundation. If you had a winning video, for example, that got 1 million views, people surely liked it because it got 1 million views. And it's also likely that more people would resonate with it if they saw it. You can force that to happen if you have the cash flow from the offer at this point. You should force that to happen. This is the flywheel effect that turns the jet engines on and starts doubling your revenue on a monthly basis with the same great content you were posting from the start because you're just growing faster and faster. And it's bringing brand new people into an already working system. That is how you scale. When it comes to finishing scale, you should have a few things here. A clear path to 100K a month, your time semi-removed from the operation, and a small team of people and automations working for you. For this phase to be successful, you must grow your audience faster at the same time as you fulfill more clients. Remember, you need 20 new clients at 5K price point every month to hit 100K a month. It is a simple 5x increase from 20K a month, and it only happens if you build a strong foundation at 20K a month that can be used as a launch pad to new heights. And once you're here, you're pretty much done. But could you do this on your own? Yeah, you could. But again, I'll be honest, 90% of people who say they're going to do this on their own end up following this free version of our system for a few days, few weeks, and then I never hear from them again, never see them again. And the other 10% do end up trying it, but it takes them 2 years to fully grasp the concepts. And by then, it's already too late, and the market plus our system has evolved. And it's especially hard when you're a new business owner who sees success fast. Getting to 100K a month can be scary. It can be, okay? And I don't want that to be you guys. And so I asked the question, why wait to learn on your own for 2 years or fail to even get started when we could hold your hand through the process with an exact custom game plan so you start hitting your social media goals within 3 months? I asked you that question. And it's up to you at the end of the day. But let's finish with a summary, guys. Let's finish with a summary. And I just want to finalize first before we do like the full summary of like the steps. I just don't think you realize how good it can get. Having a perfect personal brand is a way of making a living that is so vastly superior to the average human existence that you probably cannot comprehend it. And I wish you understood how possible this really is for you. And I get it. If you're watching others succeed online and part of you thinks they must be special, chosen, an industry plan, or know something that you don't, you're from a place where most think that's not for people like us. I used to think the same thing, okay? But after helping 400 plus normal people build profitable brands, I can tell you with certainty the only real difference between you and our successful clients is they decided to bet on themselves. So ask yourself, this is the final hurdle. This is the final hurdle you have to overcome. Ask yourself, am I capable of posting constant? And then you need to answer with a resounding yes and fully believe it for this to be possible for you. If you can overcome that hurdle of, I don't know if I'm capable, I don't know, but if you can overcome that, you can smash it. And I know it feels intimidating. This is especially true for a lot of people. I know it feels intimidating to put yourself out there online. Most people try tons of other stuff first to avoid this inevitable truth that the personal brand is a vastly superior business. A big part of that is coping with ego and fear while watching others live the life you want. I just want you to know that it can be you too. Because right now you're at a crossroads. You can keep watching from the sidelines, scrolling content, making fun of others while slowly becoming more bitter, or finally take the path, the direct path to the extraordinary life that you've always wanted. I tried everything else. I tried drop shipping. For years, I did theme pages, and it worked so well. But it all comes back to, like, if I want to start a brand new business, and I want to juice it up, and I want to grow it fast, having my personal brand is the thing. I'm gearing up to launch a clothing brand this year. My personal brand will be the thing that launches it, and then it will exist on its own. What do you think is happening with Launch Socials? I grew Launch Socials from my personal brand, and I've geared up to, like, really make it its own thing. And you can see that on this channel now. Right? We got thousands of subs on here. So you already know deep down that this is the way. The only question is, how much longer are you going to avoid it? The opportunity's right here. All you got to do is take it. So let's recap the exact step-by-step. 1, you dial in your foundations. You ask the brand questions. You do your avatar ideation. You do your 10 by 10 list. 2, you dial in your content. 1 platform. Get good at planning hooks and content. Learn your 1 platform maxed out daily. And keep improving until you get views and followers. 3, turn on the money machine. Build your offer. Make it high ticket. Learn your offer or launch your offer with our proven sequence. Generate consistent leads with your sales assets and start selling and collecting cash. Bonus, if you want to scale bigger, you want to go from 20 to 100, build a team, improve your efficiency, and ramp up your leads and followers. So what do you do now? You watching this, you've gotten this far, you've already seen, we got something that can help, all that. What do you do now? You can keep doing what you're doing and done up to this point, playing the social media game the wrong way or not even playing at all, and you won't get what you want. Option 2, you can follow the exact process we laid out for you in this document. If you follow to a T, you will definitely see success. I can 100% guarantee that, and I hope this resource is helpful for you, but it's probably going to take you 2 years to really get the hang of it, which is a massive amount of time that you're wasting. There are also, obviously, still variables that I can't cover here. This is an hour or whatever, something video. There's still unique things for your situation that you will have to figure out on your own, and you could figure them out with our help. You can work directly with us. We'll hold your hand with an exact step-by-step plan laid out for you through the entire process of growing your social media to 20K a month or even 100K a month if you're ambitious. You go down below, you can apply directly, or you can also watch the video that explains this more in depth. Our consulting turns your skills, passion, expertise, or current business into a profitable social media brand with the goal of hitting 20K a month without being cringe, fake, or crooked. Social Accelerate from Launch Socials is a one-on-one plus group consulting program where we help people who have skills, passion, expertise, or a current business turn it into a profitable social media brand without lying to make sales or posting cringe content. Our stated goal is to get you and your social media brand to 20K a month from your social media, which is what we consider as graduation from the program. We cannot guarantee that legally, just so you know. So here's what you get. You're going to get a direct path to the 20K a month goal from social media, plus ready to scale. Day 1, you're going to get a custom action plan built uniquely for your situation with an exact step-by-step from your current position to your desired goal. We're going to do your first month of viral content planned out for you. You're going to get private 24/7 one-on-one messaging access to me and the team. You're going to get one-on-one calls planned at the start of our process and then scheduled as needed. Group calls daily, Monday through Friday, discussing strategy and Q&A. Direct feedback and accountability provided on a daily basis. You're going to get how-to resources and videos packaged into a course format. You're going to get 1 year of access. You're going to get our networking group of 300 plus high-level social media entrepreneurs that are also in the program. And you're not just going to get content. We cover everything: selling, offer creation, fulfillment, marketing systems, advertising, funnels, scaling, etc., plus all the resources and one-on-one guidance needed to build a social media business from start to finish. It works for personal brands, theme pages, small businesses, e-com brands, agencies, or anything similar being built on Instagram, Twitter, or YouTube. You are ready, and this can work for you as long as you have a rough idea what your passion, skill, or expertise is and a willingness to grow your social media brand. So go down below and apply to book a call, or you can also watch the video that fully explains this. And I just want to go through, I'm going to silently here scroll through some client results. Steve and Brooke, you guys can read the screen. We got Mason, and Taylor, and Jack, and Belle, and Joe, and Rami, and Anthony, and Aiden, and a lot more, right? A lot more people that are absolutely crushing it. Pages and pages and pages of people that are crushing it. So look, guys, I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys watching. And I hope this video overall, as long as it was helpful for you, because I know this process is absolutely incredible and has worked for so many people. And this doc has been game-changing for so many people. You can go grab the doc in the link below, first link in the description, and then below that's the apply link, and then below that is the video link that explains what we do in our offer and our product and our consulting. Super, super in depth. So again, I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and I'll see you in the next one.